up, I'm breaking ankles like some old tops. My rhyme steady going. Please don't ask me if the flow stop. Deep in the pocket like the roof on a drop top. 101 Dalmatians, the way your boy drop dots. Man, hold up, I got you diving when I'm juking. The clip so sick like the smell from when you're pooping. Man, get down and click the sub button and hit the bell, cause I got a lot more of it. Yeah, who's mains? Terrence House head, who's mains? Batman, Bruce Wayne.
What's goody, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy WhosManz. You already know what time it is. As you've seen there, we're gonna get into single back wing stack. But before we do any of that, go ahead, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you never miss an upload. And we're gonna get into it right now. So the first play we're going to go over is Smash. Smash is really good, especially against cover 3. It's also great against, cover 2 zone. Not the greatest against cover 2 man or quarters, but this is something that you can use, especially if you understand what your opponent really likes to do. But I'm going to go over the reads of this play really quick. It's really simple, really easy, and you can make some quick throws. So the first read you're going to look at is Wilson here, this little hitch. Next, you're going to look at Davis. And then lastly, if those two are not open, you're going to, high-low the middle between that drag and then this deep dig. And then lastly, you have Hall back there. So this is against a cover 2 invert. You're going to look at the cornerback and just look at him standing off coverage right there. So you're just going to throw it down into the outside shoulder towards the boundary. I didn't place that right, but that makes that throw a lot harder to make. The reason I motion out that hitch is to basically spread out the defense to make it a lot harder to make that read. When he's inside like that, the cornerback is able to sit down on that route a lot easier. And then also it allows you to get the corner routes over top a little bit better. Once you have hit your opponent underneath quite a bit, they're going to convert to hard flats, which is going to allow you to get the corner route in there a lot easier. Still, you have to place the ball correctly. Just make sure you're doing that. Now, if the cornerbacks do a really good job of taking away the underneath and the corner route, you do have the high-low over the middle that you can take advantage of. Now, looking at this right here, maybe you're uncomfortable with this throw because the safety is really good and the corner is also pretty quick. Just look towards the middle of the field. You're basically high-lowing. They're going to have to decide whether they want to take high or low. And right here, he took high, so you go low. So in this example, this is cover 3. We're giving a single high look. We motion number 1 out. And we hike the ball and read the cornerback, and you see he backs off, so we're going to throw X. Remember to lead them down and away from the corner. They react a lot better. Catch this ball, and we pick up about 10 yards there. The nice thing about this is the corner route threatens the deep third, and it also holds the curl flat just long enough to be able to hit the flats on the outside. This basically stretches that side of the field. You see there's a lot of open space. Even if they press the outside thirds, you still have to read it the exact same. You see he backs off immediately, and I'm throwing the ball because there's no way he's going to be able to plant his foot and get back over there in time. We hit them, get a 5-yard gain. Right here is in case you don't want to hit the corner route or the flat, you're paying attention to this hook zone because he has to pay attention to that wide receiver. Once again, this linebacker here and that linebacker are responsible for the 3 players that are going to be attacking the middle of the field and one taking one away from the middle of the field. You're going to see there's going to be a nice open spot in the middle of the field. You're just going to make a high-low read. We're going to let this play out right here. And right there you see the linebacker is still carrying the corner route, which leaves you a high-low 2-on-1 situation on that linebacker, and he's never going to be right as long as you make the proper read. Now, cover 1 and cover 2 is more dependent on your personnel. If you have some really good wide receivers, then this is really well. For instance, when I use the Steelers, that corner route against most corners gets open really well just because Deontay Johnson has a route ability. However, here you're going to see the cornerback doesn't get depth. He gets to the sideline. The corner route was overtaken, so you have to make your read across the middle. And you just go through your progressions, okay? So we're going to hike the ball. The 1 is not open. 2, definitely not open. He has outside leverage. If I had to do this again, I would definitely hit the tight end, seeing as there's a robber under the crossing. route, and usually the user would probably go with that. So you take your tight end. You just take whoever's available at that point. Run it again. I'll show you guys again. Cornerback doesn't get depth. He gets to the sideline. You see the corner route, outside leverage. There's a robber underneath, so we don't take the shallow, we take the dig. But in this example, for some reason, I thought the shallow, and yeah. Now we're going to go over flanker spot. This one is a really good air raid concept, and if you remember me going over the Arizona Cardinals playbook, I've used this play quite a bit, wide corner, just out of a different formation. There's two different ways you can read this. So first off, we're going to motion out the number one, just creates better separation. So you're going to read that wide receiver number one. You're going to read the corner first, then you're going to look at the corner route, and then next you're going to read the running back, and then from there you're going to read the high-low over the middle between these two, and that's how you read it. Now, another way you can read this is inside out. If that corner goes inside, now you go outside. If he stays underneath, then you go over top. If he stays deep, then you go underneath. Now, another thing that you can take into account is if you do not like that edge of the field, right, you're going to read the same way. He stays inside, but I don't like this. Maybe I need to get a few more yards, maybe a little bit easier. My running back's slower. We're going to high-load the middle. You see here the linebacker is taking that post, swing underneath to the tight end, pick up a nice solid gain of 10 right there. Once again, single high, motion him outside. If he goes in, we go out. He goes in and he stays deep, we hit the underneath. We pick up about 7-8 yards there. Especially if you have a really good running back, this is nice. We're going to run a couple more examples. I didn't like the outside. I high-load the middle. Another example, he goes inside. Don't like that. He goes underneath, and we hit the post over the middle. So once again, this is interesting, but you read inside out. Inside, he stays deep, but hold up. He goes to the running back late. So right here, you hit X. Now, I threw it a little bit late, but still, you have to go through your progressions, and this is why. Next, we're going to go over curl post drag. This is really good against cover 0. And this is all really good against cover 2 man as well. But you can run this against cover 2 as well. There's a few adjustments that you can make. I don't think I recorded them yet, but as you see, it's just a high-low on the outside. You can read this the same way as, you know, your curl flat. You know what I mean? You have a curl flat on the outside. Just read these corners. If they stay low, you go high. If they go high, you go low. And usually with Uzama, I will drag Uzama there, the tight end, if it's too high sometimes, just to get a better read. But yeah, once again, they stay high, you go low. Cover 1, it's a little harder to read, but you can make that read. Now, this is against cover 0, and you see how quickly we get the ball out, and there's no help over top. You can create big plays. I do love to run this against press man as well because it creates more of a rub and you get more separation, causing, you know, bigger plays. However, if they press and shade underneath, streak B, because he gets, completely wide open, and you should see in one example in game. Now, I believe I group all these plays together the right way, but you're going to see first play, we're going to do smash, single high, motion him outside, and all I'm doing is reading that outside corner. He backs off, and look, I throw it immediately, and now granted, I don't think he caught the ball in inbounds, but we get that nice gain right there. Once again, even on the goal line, look at him. He's too far away, and he's sprinting to the sideline, so I had an opportunity to hit this ball in the seam. And I figured this out later, but I throw this anyway, pick up the first downs, first and goal. Once again, we're going to move him outside. He's single high. We're going to read that corner. Steps back, throw it to Mike T, pick up the first down. Here's another example. Move him outside. He backs up. I'm throwing it. A lot of times I notice when people run single high, they're in cover 3. Now, once again, like I said, if you understand your personnel and they're in cover 1, you still can hit the corner out or the drag underneath. Here, my opponent runs a cover 2 invert, and I'm going to run flanker spot. I make the proper read a little late, and I have poor pocket presence. Now, you do things like this that'll cause interception, so definitely make sure that you stay in the pocket the correct way, because that could have easily been a pick. In this one, we're using curl post drag because my opponent was running a lot of cover 0 blitzes. You're going to see I'm going to have his user very confused as to who to guard, because he backs people off, and look at him. He's in the middle. He doesn't know if I'm going to hit the crosser or I'm going to hit the route to Thomas, but I hit the route to Thomas, and that hesitation creates an opening. Once again, now he has him closer, and he still doesn't know which one I'm going to hit because you just have to make your reads. Once again, look at him. He has 4 players in that side of the field, and he just doesn't know who to guard. In this instance, we're once again reading. Step inside, throw it to Olave for the first down right there. Boom. Now you have to pay attention if your opponent shades down. That's why I learned from this play right here is to streak the inside receiver letter B, and streak him, because you're going to see he gets out leveraged because he has to play underneath. He's going to jump. Not to mention he's going to rub, and that can create a touchdown. The runs for me are pretty much the same: inside zone, outside zone. There is a nice fake jet sweep inside zone that you can throw the jet sweep in there, but that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you liked this format a little bit better. It definitely makes it a little easier for me to put out more in less time, but that'll be it. I'll do the next formation next time in next video, and I'll see you guys next time. Remember, GITG, give it to God. Peace.